Gump report. I have to refilm this. I screwed up on the original one. You already know what happened. If you guys don't know, you already know what happened. Just in case you don't, I'll explain it. But for those who do know, I was so shocked. Look, I've been saying for the last couple of weeks that my allergies have been messing with me. If you haven't heard me say it, I've been having allergy problems due to the fact the area I'm living near has 2 churches, and the trees and flowers have been blooming. Hell, there have been tulips that's already grown out of the ground almost a month ago while it was still cold, then getting warm, then getting cold, then getting warm, and right now they're fully grown right now, along with several trees. It has been insane in New York City, in the area I live, where my allergies have been driving me nuts, just going by them to do my business. And I admit that I've been a little drowsy. I mean, look, WrestleMania Night 1, it wasn't easy for me because I kept falling asleep on and off because I had to take my medicine. And due to my allergies making me really feel sick, wanting to sneeze my head off, having sore throat, it was insane. And still is. The problem hasn't gone away. And like I said to that person, said, you need to get honey. As I said before, it's difficult to get that type of honey in New York. I don't live where there's a place that you can go and pick it up because I don't have a car. So that's it. So I have to be stuck with what I got. But I admit that I missed a couple of things in my review of Night 1 and 2. Night 1, I missed a couple of things that happened there. Night 2, particularly when it came to Finn Balor, I didn't talk about as Tatiana. I'm going to leave a connection to Lalini. I'm so excited. I'm going to laugh myself. But to Tatiana, who left a comment on my WrestleMania 2 review, thank you very much. You're a nice lady. I'm not like the biggest YouTuber, but I'm leaving a connection because I did look at your review. It was actually a very good one, and I am glad I checked your channel and your content. You stopped doing it for 10 years. You came back, and it's good. You do good reviews. You should keep doing it. But I'll leave a connection there because the reason I'm talking about it is because after I did my review, it took me like an hour and a half to go to sleep, almost 2 hours. It's like 2 something in the morning. I slept a little bit, woke up, got some breakfast, and I started looking at all the other YouTubers and seeing how they felt about WrestleMania Night 2. I saw just Alex a little bit. I saw Tatiana, and then I looked at the Slag Daddy, but I didn't pay attention because I was still a little messed up because I took some medicine along with eating my breakfast. I have to do that. It'll make me sick if I don't. And I noticed, it finally clicked. Because I know Tatiana talked about a little bit about what happened with Shane, even just Alex, but it didn't hit me until the Slag Daddy talked about it. And I started laughing, and he started laughing his head off, and then I'm going, wait a minute, what, did that actually happen? And I kind of looked at just Alex's video again, and then Tatiana's video, and saying, why am I not noticing? I went to NoDQ.com to check and see, was it true? Motherfucker, he tore his damn quad like his dad! I'm putting it in my face. I already got the image set up from the last video. It is in my face. I am zoomed in, and you can see that he can't use his leg. The moment that he tries to move it, it's clicked to the side. Now, mind you, I thought he tore his ACL. The way that he looked, because even though I did look at the website, I wasn't thinking because I thought I didn't process properly. When I first did the original video, I thought he might have maybe torn a little bit of his quad, but it's more like his ACL of his knee because the way his knee was clicked out. But I'm going like as I'm reviewing the video and then checking the website again to make sure that I had it right, because sometimes I mess up. Boy, I mess up a lot. I botch. I never lie about being a botcher. I'm not JD. I'm not just Alex. I botch. I try to be entertaining as well as trying to be informative, but I mess up. Sometimes when I notice something wrong, like I look at the video and I'm thinking, wait a minute, I might not be correct. I will recheck it just to be sure. Or I'll leave it the way it is because even though it might be a bit wrong, my interpretation of what happened in some cases is actually maybe somewhat wrong. It still makes sense. Here, I knew I didn't say it right. So I had to redo this video, which I'm doing right now. And knowing that as Shane McMahon, who literally last year at Royal Rumble, I believe it was Royal Rumble 2021, that he literally was acting like a fucking tyrant, as it was reported that he was not respecting the creative aspect of what happened in Royal Rumble. He was pissing people off and being disrespectful. He was acting like he owned the damn place when he didn't. And you know, before Vince was forcefully ousted for a little while, retirement, before he retires, he does not like anyone being a tyrant other than himself. He kicked his son to the curb, saying, "You're fired." So, seeing that he came back in a segment that was all by itself in between the match with Bianca Belair and Asuka and Roman Reigns, when was that? It was between Hell in a Cell, my mistake, Hell in a Cell, and Asuka and Bianca Belair, which I believe that was a much better match than the Fatal 4-Way for the women that had nothing. Guys, that damn showcase had no interest. It was nothing. The women there, they did work. They did their best to make it interesting after what happened to Omos and Brock Lesnar. But no one cared. Excuse me for the gas. No one cared. No one cared about it. It was barely interesting. No one wanted to care about it. We cared more about Bianca and Asuka than that match, where those women tried their hardest to make it mean something. At least for what they had. I know they weren't happy about it. I know some of those women were not happy. They had a showcase. It was not a number one contenders match for the tag titles. This was just a 4-way match. That could have been on Raw SmackDown. So they weren't happy about it. But throwing Shane O'Mac in the middle of Bianca Belair and Asuka, if I'm right, and the Hell in a Cell match to break it up. Guys, Shane coming out there after Snoop Dogg set that bitch up. Like last night, the night before, he looking good. He's going, doing his MMA little bit, doing his little stick, running the ropes, ducking to the floor, letting the Miz jump over him. Then he does a little bit of froggy, as the title goes, to jump over Miz, and as he turns, tore that bitch off his leg, tore his freaking quad like his dad back. I think it was, 2007 or 6? When was it? 2006 or 7, that Vince had to jump into the ring because Batista and John Cena both fell out of the ring at the same time. There's a heavy controversy. He runs to the ring, doing his swagger, jumps into the ring and tore both his freaking quads at the same freaking time because that damn Royce was taking that. It is, oh my gosh. And I say again, I'm not condoning someone getting hurt, even if he was a dick, a tyrant, and he knew more than what we know. Look, there might have been a reason why he was acting like a dick, because he might have heard that the allegations were coming. And I'm not even condoning him, but that you look at my on my thumbnail. You got good luck, you got bad luck, you got Shane O'Mac luck. 2 years in a row, 2020, is it 2020, not one, or is it 2022? Is it 2022, I believe? Sorry, I said 2021, 2022, that happened last year. He had bad luck then, he got his ass ousted and it was public, and now on WrestleMania, as he's literally just jumping over the Miz, being froggy, he tears his freaking quad. I think it's his left leg that he tore. I think it was. And I'm putting that image in there again so you can see it. I don't normally do Gump Report images like this. This is a rarity. But I got to. It's got to be done because there's no way you can write this. It is that freaking bad. Oh my gosh. And I want to say this for the record. That this has happened now. It's freaking funny. But it still sucks for Shane. I mean, let's be honest. No one wants to see a relative get hurt. No one wants to see someone get hurt. Yes, it's comedically funny. And it kind of is karma in a sense. Because of what he did last year. What's going on with his family. The rest of that year. And what's going on this year with the question. Is the company getting sold? Or is this just Vince who forcefully got his ass back into the company. Let's be honest. Vince forced his way back in. We know that he's been forcing himself into the company, and he's been inserting his own thoughts on how creative is supposed to be compared to Triple H. We all know 100% Triple H is eventually going to go bye-bye. There's no way Vince is going to leave it the way it is. Yes, even though Vince grew a mustache, I don't like growing a mustache and beard. I only grow it this long because it's easy to shave it. Because I'd rather have no hair in my face. But seeing Vince with this and grayed out here, look, I'm 52 years old. Look at my hair. I don't, even if I look somewhat young, I'm nearly 52 years old. But I'm not going to dye my hair, even though it is turning gray and bald it out because of stress and age. I'm not going to dye my hair. I'm going to be who I am. But Vince wants to make sure that either if there's a potential buyer in the Saudi prince, he want to look good. He want to look good to anyone else. And he wants to try and show that he's got a new coat of paint on himself, like he's renewed himself, because he's been on the go for over 40 years, taking practically no days off almost. He's trying to make himself look good. And this goes along with the situation. There is good luck, there is bad luck, and there is Shane O'Mac luck. This has not been good for the McMahon family. Shane acting the way he did in Royal Rumble. Then Vince having been forced retired for a little while. His daughter and Nick took over. Then he tries to come back, forces his 2 shareholders and his daughter to quit. And then when he came back in, fired 2 other people, make it look like he's not doing anything but trying to sell the company. And then we know that he booked Omos. He booked Brock Lesnar. And we already know he's been inserting himself into creative for several months now. We know it. So this is what we got. Oh, and I hope you enjoyed this Gump report. I'm going to leave in the description. No, in a comment, I'm going to leave Tatiana's channel and the No DQ channel as well for the website. I'm going to leave them both together if you want to take a look at it. And I just want to say I got something to do today. So maybe this afternoon or tonight, I will be reviewing Stand and Deliver, and then I'll do a video on it if you guys even want to see it, because it's more than a few days late. I just didn't want to have so much on my back because I did Versaverse United. I did Supercard of Honor. I did Night 1 and Night 2. I just didn't want to pile so much on my back that I get exhausted and turned off. Next to already being tired because of my allergies. You have no idea how much sneezing I've done.